guys, they might seem random, but let's compare The Little Engine That Could, a classic bedtime story, to the more popular planes out there. Now, I don't like the two, like, I get this idea based on a Plan for Rat Your Boss episode. Let me talk about it. For those that don't know what The Little Engine That Could is, it's a book about, well, as the name suggests, they made two movies about it. One, they're really good. Both of them are really good. Tracy and Tilly. Now, let's compare those two to Thomas and mainly Thomas and Titi Poe and Wilson from Targeton. I'm using one character from each of those other plane shows. Let's see. First, Targeton. Wilson grew as a character over the course of the first season, which I will make another episode. So that's here, and Wilson will be the main character. Wilson grew a lot over the course of the show. To the point where his action back in season 1 makes sense for him. What about Thomas, you're probably wondering? And it's the same. His actions, unless we're talking about the this is about Thomas. Let me clarify something then before I begin. This is only going to be about the classic era and the Brenner era of Thomas. Those two eras. Right. Because he, in the first, like Wilson, he grew a lot throughout the first 4 seasons. Finally to where he was in season 5 before Magic Flot Road happened and he was back. Katie Poe, he's still growing because his show is still on the air. So far, right now in the 3 seasons we have so far, I don't know what he's gonna act like, but he left act like he was back in season 1. All of the characters act so differently. I like this idea called growth. I like the idea called growth, where a character of a TV show grows over the course of either their run. Well, let's compare those to the Little Engine That Could. They have not done anything like Thomas or Wilson for that matter. They didn't grow over the course of 7 seasons, or in the case of Thomas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, the Brenner era, the classic era, season 1 to 7. The Brenner era, season 17 through 21. Those are the eras where Thomas feels like, well, he's Thomas. There are a few exceptions to the rule, however. Obviously, The Adventure Begins doesn't count because Thomas grew over the course of that movie. And then there's some time where he says, I make good decisions that what I was told I will not be fearful, I will be brave and bold. But then again, that was from Sharon Miller era Thomas. Listen, I make good decisions. The Sharon Miller era of Thomas and the Hit era, I will talk about a little. Let me make it really quick. The Sharon Miller era and Hit era are the reason why. Because Thomas acts like he's younger, like back how he was in season 1, 2, or 3. Less like how he acted in season 5 onward. words. I I understand that the story has it. If the story wants Thomas to be like that, you could just have it be a flashback episode. Like I said in my hit video. Yo. My hit video. I will be I make that's why if you watch my series, these are the stories of the island. When yes, they did grow over the course. He also grew over the course. The reason why is because of one thing that the little engine that could not. The one thing that the little engine that could doesn't have is growth. Is growth. Over the course of either the book or the show. That's why I hate the little engine that couldn't. I refer Thomas because of one word. How much did the character grow over the course? Now, character development and character growth are kind of related, so they're in the same topic. So they both grew over the Thomas and Thomas, Miss and Wilson grew. Like in terms of Wilson, he used to hate getting clean, and also he was fearful of the repair shed. Those lead into clunky Wilson with the repair shed, and Wilson gets a wash effectively. But by the second season, he knows how important stuff is like that. And the growth that it's kind of like Wilson. Then with a miss of tile. With a miss of tile. Well, Wilson over the course of the first TD poll over the course of the first season did a lot. Over the course of that season, we really got to know the character. I even knew the growth in even Batman, the animated series. You can tell how Bruce had grown. A point taken. The little engine that could need to grow a lot to be a good character. Without character growth or development, the little engine that could is, I hate to say the word, but honestly, I think the little engine that could is a good for nothing. It's a good for nothing because he doesn't have any character growth whatsoever. Character growth. The character that I think really needs, out of the two little engines that could we already have, which one do I think really need the growth? Both of them. Like they need proper growth over the. If anyone make another little engine that could movie or an adaptation story, please add character growth and development to the two. Kind of like how the cartoon are doing. kind of like how the cartoon. I mean, in that series, both Little Engine grew a lot over the course of their episodes. So once again, that's a I I don't really hate the Little Engine. I could, but I prefer Thomas because of how much he grew as a character. How much he grew as a character. How much they both grew as a character there. And yes, by the way, in case you see me download stuff and forgetting the more classic episode of B-Test Season 4, yes, I have old wounds. These are just, and by the way, tune in, I think, either later today, later today for another episode, for, for, for either another game or 10 years later, whichever I decide to do. Until then, I'm not Pun, and I will see you later.